Welcome to Season 1, Episode 1, which coincides with the Masters of Major Winners, a new podcast dedicated just to the majors of the golf. And we are proudly presented by Star Sports Australia. Thanks to them for getting on board. And I have two guests with me, absolutely famous in D-grade celebrity status in their own rights. Firstly, I'd like to introduce Michael Weldon, MasterChef celebrity. Started off in 2011, jumped on the MasterChef bandwagon, was always a very good cook. Can tell from his eating prowess that he may have an affiliation with food, and then was lucky enough to get invited back in 2022 when I believe he overcooked a little bit of food and got kicked off. Is that right?
Yeah, a little bit of fish, but everyone does that.
Yeah.
It's good to be here, Jack.
Absolutely.
Very excited and pumped for the golf this weekend and to talk about some of the food at the Masters because there's some really good stuff there. So very excited.
Can't wait. Also joined in special comments on the Golf by Golfing Tour pro DJ Daniel James Loypur, very well known for his golfing prowess throughout Australia. It's always good to have a pro to hear about the golfing side of the Masters because I'm going to be talking about the degeneracy and Michael will be talking more about the traditions. So can't wait to get you on board. Myself, I'm Jack Johnstone, degenerate, also known very, very well for my top, I think it was 250 performance on Australian Idol back in a very long time ago. So
I'll unpack that at some
that
stage.
that was just an audition that I pretty much did. That was it. Guys, I'm looking forward to getting stuck into it. Thanks for joining me. DJ, let's start. Masters 2025. It's the golfing event that absolutely everyone looks forward to. And the course itself is probably a bit of the pinnacle of what we have to decipher today.
Absolutely. I mean, so exciting. The course is what makes the event so special. Like, everything about it is set up to just ensure that there's a dramatic finish. Everything they do at the course is built around the tournament. So it's super exciting. It's the most special place. There's an aura about it. Even though it's not the best field or the highest rated course out of the majors, it's the one everyone wants to win because they've done such a good job of building that, such a special thing there.
Why is it so special?
Well, it's a combination of history. The guys that have won, there's always been such big moments there. And the finish, there's just nothing like it, really. There's a difference, it seems, between winning a major and winning the Masters, as you've seen with some of these guys that have won majors. Even with that experience, they get to the back nine and they crumble.
Yeah.
So there's just something about it that's intangible.
Spieth really rings true on that one when he hit about
right.
17 in the water. What's the most important thing from a golfing perspective to have in your arsenal to be good at Augusta? Because it's not necessarily the long hitters like the US Open or the PGA. What's the most important thing to be good at?
Sure. So definitely we're going to get into it from a betting point of view. The number one thing that all the guys that do really well there have is the ability to control their distance with their irons. Because even if they're very accurate going long, short, that's really problematic around there. So guys like Phil, Sergio, Tiger that have always played well there, even when they're wide, they're bang on the number every single time. So they're always in a good spot. That's crucial. And to win any major, play well in any major, mid-range putts, 5-6 footers for par, keeps the momentum going. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, okay. Love that. Michael, we did touch on it, but the traditions are obviously something that makes Augusta so special. We know a few of them. Scotty, well known for his unhealthy appetite and putting a menu together that's not necessarily of what the past champions would be eating on protein shakes and kale.
Yes.
Scotty likes to do things a little bit different.
Absolutely.
Run me through the dinner and breakfast menu from the traditional point.
Yeah, so it's a pretty cool tradition. Started in 1952 by Ben Hogan. He reached out to some other previous winners of the Masters and said we should get together and do a Masters dinner. It's called the I'll get it right, the Masters Champions Dinner Club, and from there it's been sort of shrouded in secrecy up until about the last 25 years. We can find some old menus online. It's pretty cool. There's no photos of the meal. There's no real photos taken. There's maybe one of the guys in their green jackets, and that is the one rule. You have to wear your green jacket if you're going to be there.
Pop quiz.
Yeah.
Run me through what your menu is if you've won.
If I've won, oh God.
Entree, main, dessert.
Entree, main, dessert. Well, we'd start, I think we go very Aussie, which Adam Scott did. He did very well about doing that in 2014. But I think we'd go like some really nice Australian fish, like a raw bar, some oysters, some lobster, some crab. And then I think you'd have to do a barbecue. like a proper Aussie barbecue, maybe even a funny Bunnings sausage and bread, like a fancy version of that. And then I'd finish with like bread and butter pudding. So pretty simple, but go very Aussie. It wouldn't be as healthy as some of Scotty's stuff, but I think his menu's pretty good this year, to be honest.
That's extraordinary that you've gone with a Bunnings sausage as your main meal.
Well,
You've been on MasterChef
I have.
twice, and the best you could come up with on the spot is a Bunnings sausage.
Well, I mean, there'd be steak, it'd be not like a big spread, but a fancy Bunnings sausage and bread to take a bit of Australian culture to the US and to the Masters. I think it'd be quite cool.
Okay, Deej, what about you?
Why don't we just
what are you eating?
You could get everyone to do a mystery box challenge, like in the
we should.
That could work. I don't know the obsession. Everyone recently, last 10 years, has gone with just their home kind of vibe of food. I don't know. I'd be probably going French or something like that.
Nice.
Maybe a steak au poivre or something like that.
Fly the Francois guys over there.
Fly the Francois guys over there, something like that.
Love that.
I don't get that myself. I'm going the most expensive thing that I could possibly get because there can be no hold. There's no hold bars.
Yeah. Tiger's pretty cheeky one here with some of the wines he poured, some really expensive wines. But the champion pays for it. So
okay, completely changing my mind there. I didn't realise that.
You've won a couple of mil the year before, you're probably okay for it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But there's been some fun ones. I looked back and did a bit of research. Sandy Lyle in 1989 mustn't have liked the other champions because he served haggis, tatties and neeps. So haggis with mashed potatoes and turnips. Very classic Scottish. But the offal cooked in a sheep's bladder that's sort of carved tableside with whiskey over the top. So I'm not sure how many of the plays you can actually order off the normal Augusta menu too if you don't want to eat the haggis.
Yep.
So part of the tradition is that, and there's some other crackers. I think Adam Scott doing surf and turf, so Aussie beef and Moreton Bay bugs on top with the cream sauce was pretty cool for the first Aussie champion. I kind of like that. Yeah. And then it seems like everyone in the last 10 years has had a Caesar salad. There's been like 6 out of the last 10 that's had Caesar salad, on there, which I kind of love because it's a great salad. But Scotty Scheffler this year, he's changed up a little bit from his last go 2 years ago. He's got Papa Chef's meatballs with some meatballs and ravioli on the menu, which sounds quite cool. So his dad's one. And then Texas-style chili, and then big cowboy-style ribeye and blackened catfish, blackened redfish.
He still has the cheeseburger entree.
Cheeseburger slider, the firecracker strip. It hasn't changed, which sounds great. So a bit of a fun menu, and then finish off with a skillet cookie. So it does sound very Texas, very Scotty. So
fantastic.
I'd be tucking into that. So it's a great tradition. I think adds something pretty cool to it. And the other tradition I love about the Masters, talk about the food before we get too deep into the betting, is the pricing on the food on the course.
Yes, it's a lot of talk about this. It's all very fair.
It's very, very fair. I mean, I did the numbers. $12 will get you all 5 sandwiches on the menu. So there's 5 sandwiches on the menu. There's cupcakes that top out at $3. There's the I think the most popular item, or they've said on the website, was the Georgia Peach ice cream sandwich, which sounds pretty good. That maxes out at $3, and I think drinks are like $1.25 for a drink. So it's just pretty incredible if you get to go there. I think, if you're going on a tour, it costs you about $10,000 to get there. So pretty handy that the food and bev is quite affordable. And if you are one of our listeners in the States, for you guys next year, you can actually order the full menu and get it delivered to your house. So if you're not at the Masters, you can get it dropped off to your house in the States. So you can be eating the food of the Masters while watching on, which is pretty amazing.
That's phenomenal. I do love the traditions of the Masters. And DJ, obviously, as a golfer, that's the pinnacle, I'd imagine, to get invited. I mean, all of the golfers, even the seemingly very successful ones, post every Christmas Day or whenever they get the invitation. Yeah. There's a tradition that they do invite a lot of the amateurs to the golf as well. Has that been the case for the whole time, or?
Amateurs are a huge part of it, and it's become so much bigger as well in recent times now that some of these amateurs have gone on to do great things when they've turned pro as well. Like Hideki obviously played as an amateur, comes on, wins the Masters, then as a pro. So it's an enormous part of the tournament. They get to sit in Butler Cabin when the green jacket's presented to the champion as well. So
they stay on course, stay in the crow's nest on course.
Stay in the crow's nest.
Pretty cool. Yeah, that sounds incredible.
Unbelievable.
Love it. Mike, what's your favourite hole on the golf course? So, Augusta, let's get into the crux of
course
of the hard part, the course. What's your favourite hole there?
I mean, I'm not sort of being too out there with this one, I think, but number 12, the par 3, Golden Bell, I think is the flower name. Each hole has a flower or a floral emblem name.
Is that the one with the lateral green with the bunker
lateral green,
at the back and the front?
Front and back.
And then the false front that drops away straight into the water. The one that got Jordan Spieth in 16, was it?
2016, I think.
Yeah, Danny Willett, yeah. So that, it just...
There's no fact checking here. Don't worry about it. There's no fact checking.
I'll just check with DJ. But, like, we all remember that shot. It changed the course of the tournament, and it has done many a time. I think Greg Norman got in some trouble there a few times.
Yeah.
Like, it's just amazing that it's a 155-yard hole, but it can be they talk about it could be a pitching wedge all the way through to like a 7-9 depending on the wind.
Yeah.
And you can't see the wind from the tree, so it's always a bit hard to work out, it seems like.
Exactly. And what makes it such a perfect design is the green is angled in such a way for the right-hander. If you're going to block it, you're going to hit it a little shorter. If you pull it, you're going to hit it a little longer. So it's just perfectly set where it's going in the water or it's going long, which is just as dead. And which also ends up why so many left-handers play really well there, because it's the opposite. They pull it, it's going to be safe. They block it, also safe.
Yeah, okay. It's so funny to hear the intricacies, especially from a golfer. Yeah. DJ, you mentioned the equalizer of the golf course, especially down the stretch, and we can talk about the pressure, and that's one thing, but the golf course protects itself, seemingly. There's so many little intricate things that protect a humongous score, and you have to get all of them right. Run me through the 3 most crucial holes on the golf course.
Sure. Well, there's, that stretch that they talk about, Amen Corner, is definitely the most crucial stretch. There's probably, Jack Nicklaus always goes on about the 6 crucial shots at every course, which is into 11 and then 12, 13, and playing 15 are all crucial because the course defends itself by having those dangers there, but you can also really get it. So there's a lot of those holes where it's a 2-shot swing based on your bad shot, not just you're in trouble, you'll make bogey. It can be double. It can then go the other way into birdie, especially holes like 13 with the water. Short, gettable par 5, but you can make a mess there as well.
Yep. And we've seen mess after mess created by certain golfers throughout Augusta. But look, guys, that's enough about the stuff that we're not... We wanted to give you a little bit of form, if we will. We wanted to give you a little bit of background, but we're not here to talk about the golf course. We're here to talk about who's going to win the Masters. I think that's what everyone's kind of chopping into, and that's why they're tuning in. I want to start with my Mr. I'm going to call him Mr. Who Shot the Sheriff, Scotty Police, whatever you want to call him, but the absolute man of the hour, the guy that's playing the best golf, consistent golf that we've seen since Tiger Woods. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And obviously our winner last year, and now the host of the dinner, as we talked about, Scotty Scheffler. I want to talk about him for a second. Can he and does he just absolutely go out there and obliterate the field like I am 99.2% sure that he's going to?
I don't know if he can obliterate it. Let's quickly just gloss over Bubba Watson saying that Scotty's year last year was better than Tiger's in his prime.
Wow.
Give us all a spell. That was ridiculous. But
you're saying that's not true?
No. I mean, yeah. Let's live in reality here. So he's playing very well, and he's the best player in the world. How many did he win by last time? There was a fair few, I think. Yeah, I mean, he can. I just feel like it's a really tight market with everyone at the top. Everyone's playing really good golf. I don't think he can run away with it, but I mean, you'd be silly to not have him in your top couple of picks.
Michael?
I'm a no. I don't know. I'm just going to go against. He can definitely win it, no doubt about it. But I see some value in some others, and I like the look of a couple of others. Knowing a lot less about golf than Deej, and just being picking purely on what I've been watching. Yeah, I think there's a couple of other people more in form. But it'd be crazy to say no. He probably will have a third green jacket.
We are going to get into the top 10, or as I like to consider them, who's going to come second and third, because I'd like to go through them all. We've got Scotty at the top. I think he's an absolute sure thing. I know you're not allowed to say the M word, but I want to call him an oral without the M. I think he's unbeatable. I don't think that there's anyone like him playing at the moment, but we know that I am wrong. I'd say 100 out of 100 if we had to round out, but I'm wrong 99.9% of the time. Let's go through the top 10. Rory McIlroy, Mr. I am no good at Augusta. Coming in second. Thoughts there, DJ? Can he win?
I mean,
the size big enough.
I know.
There?
You feel like he just has to win by 8 if he's going to wrap up one of these majors. Yeah. Don't you think? Every time he's close and on the line, he seems to just let it slip.
Yeah.
Like the US Open. I know. It wouldn't surprise me if he blew them away like he's got that in him, but it'd be a great story if he could get it done.
Mike, Rory?
Yes, I think it's the year. Oh. I know. And I'll get a heap of grief for it, but he's in form. His last 12 months since last year's Masters has been amazing. and he closed out the players pretty well the other day. So I feel like, yeah, it's the year. Got to give him he's got to get it done. He's too good to not win it. So it's a yes for me.
It's getting to that point where I feel like the younger cohort are coming up so viciously quickly that he does.
He's got to do it soon.
He's got to win it soon, doesn't he? Like, if he's going to win it. I don't think he's going to win it. I don't think he's going to win it. Good luck to him. He seems like a really nice guy. Let's talk about Rambo. At $13, wowzers. The bloke's been over at Liv. No one knows if he's happy or not.
Yeah. He's happy. He's got $600 million.
Yeah, well, he's financially very happy, but I mean, he's kind of been off the face of the earth a little bit since his last win. Went over to Liv, like not really, getting the publicity train. Can he come back and make a huge stand?
He certainly can. He's been playing really solid over in Liv. He's won a bunch over the last 18 months.
Can I also
and has won at the Masters.
Can I asterisk? Mark Leishman?
Yeah, big
one. Aussie. He's the... Mate...
Wound back the clock.
Minwoo who is what I want to say. We'll give Mark Leishman a crack. But unfortunately didn't get an invite. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that was unbelievable winning yesterday, Leish. And one of the all-time best blokes. Rahm, he can definitely win. It's always hard to know how the Liv guys are going to play. I always love backing the Liv guys in majors. Because I think they get priced out of the market a lot because people think that they're not preparing as well. They're so good. They're so professional with this. There's no issue with them.
So we all do know that the star sports traders can be unbelievably incorrect. And, they've gone against our picks a little bit today, and we will talk about that soon. But do you think $13 is pricing in the fact that he's a Liv golfer rather than the, if he was on the PGA Tour, do you see him under 10?
I think a little bit. Well, if you look, I don't know where he's at in the world. Is he out of the top 10?
I think he's just slid out. Yeah. But he also won it 2 years ago.
Exactly. So. I mean, he's a top 5 golfer in the world every day of the week. If he was playing the PGA Tour, he would be, and he would be at a lot shorter price. So that's probably your answer.
Fair.
Yeah, I think it's great value. I think Rambo can do it, and I'd love him to win it because I'd love to see what his menu is. If he did win it, because last time was very good. Little tapas set up, some lobster rice. So no, I think he just does the things there right. Like you talked about, his iron play is fantastic. He's a good middle length putter, and I think it's great having Liv guys up there contesting because it keeps that interest in that the competition between the two tours. I don't know anyone that knows. I don't think anyone in the world knows actually what's going on between the two of them. But I think having those guys up and competing just makes it relevant and good. And I think he's had way more time to relax and get ready for this than maybe the PGA Tour players. So maybe they're all just sort of getting more and more ready because they're playing less tournaments.
Love it. Let's go Colin Morikawa.
Colin Morikawa.
He's probably the least talked about very good golfer, I believe, in terms of a tipping situation. I just don't hear anyone go, Colin is home and hose this week. Like, he's not polarizing, but consistently up there.
Yeah. Is his putting a problem?
I suppose it's not. I suppose it probably because it doesn't feel like he has a real weapon. He's just so solid at everything. Yeah. He's been historically an unbelievable iron player.
Yeah.
But he just bobs up and wins every now and then.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise anyone, but it's also no one's prepared to really go hard and back him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's better value and better options around Colin. I'm giving him a miss this week.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do want to talk about a young superstar that I had my eyes on for a very long time, mainly because just a stunning, got a beautiful wife at home myself, but G. Ludwig is one of the best looking human beings that I've ever seen. Since the Rocky movies, when they created that, I can't think of his name, but anyway, since the Rocky movies, he's one of the best looking guys. He seems like such a good dude. He's an unbelievable golfer with a great swing, and in his first Masters, he came tied second, whatever it was.
Was that last year?
He's going to win a lot of majors, isn't he?
You would hope so. I mean, he's definitely got the game for it. I don't know. What's his Champions Dinner going to look like? He's Swedish.
I was just thinking that, you probably have some of those, those beautiful open-faced sandwiches, some pickled herring, But, a bit of aquavit maybe, or, a schnapps of some variety.
Open-faced sandwiches, mate. The bloke has not had a carb since 1994. True, I don't know. Actually, was he even born in 1994? That used to be a young time for me. At $15, are we backing him, boys, or are we leaving that one away?
I'm going to leave him this time, but don't be surprised with Ludwig.
Yeah, just because I'm not that excited about a Swedish menu.
Gee, there is some absolute fence sitting from you two so far. Really,
he's a no for me. He's not going to win it.
Is he going to come top 10?
If you go on last year's form, he probably could. Yeah.
Well, if you go on last year's form, he comes second until he wins.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
and you make a bit of money.
If only it was that easy. We get into the Schoff. Now, I know I need to preface that I know we are all extremely hot on his chances. And I also know that the Star Sports traders, having a chat to them, are not as keen as the three of us here. Now, we had a little chat beforehand. G's hitting it good. He got past the I can't win stage last year. And as you mentioned, DJ, his iron play is incredible.
I mean, everything is incredible. He is so sharp at the moment. It's just, I haven't seen, many guys get to this level. And if Scheffler, wasn't going through an all-time run, he would be number one in the world.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's got the major off his back, and he can't come outside the top 5 or 10 in this tournament if he tries. Like, he's there every single year. So he's my man this week.
Can I just mention at this time, before Michael agrees with us, I believe that we can get 240 for him to come top 10. Now, I'm not allowed to say that should be $1.01 because that would be irresponsible of me. And we always talk about responsible gambling here, and please do responsibly gamble. But
can we say 200 unit play or not?
Well, we're not professionals, but we do like to poke fun at the fact that 1.5 units, 1.25 units.
Yeah.
If you had a 200 unit bank, gee, you'd really look towards that top 10 for Xander.
I think so.
I love the top 10, but he's not going to win it. I think he finished top 10. I just don't think he's good enough to win 3 out of 5 majors. That's my big thing. That'd be up there with close to the Tiger Slam almost. So
you're going just law of averages?
I'm saying top 10, but I don't think he'll win it.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't realise you were such a big maths guy.
Without maths, what are we?
Yeah.
No, I just, he's a very good golfer and he is in great form, but like I've talked about, it's a very tough tournament, and to win 3 out of 5 is 3 out of 5 major, very impressive with that.
Now, can I tell you who won't be winning is Justin Thomas at $19. That is wowzers. When I saw the pricing at $19, I thought it was $190 and we'd made an error, but it's not.
No interest.
No, neither from me. I can't get my head around why he plays so badly there every year because his game is exactly what I was talking about that should play well. Unbelievable at controlling his distances with his irons, good mid-range putter, but I think he probably puts too much heat on himself because he thinks he should win it every year, and he just falters every single time.
Fair enough. We are going to get into someone that I love talking about, and because this guy is so polarizing. I've gone from, just personally, for no reason I didn't really like him. I don't know why I didn't like him, but I just didn't like him, to him being now my favourite player on tour by so far is the big show, as I like to call him, Bryson DeChambeau. $15. We know that he can be clutch. Like, that up and down in the US Open was wow. Like, huge. Just phenomenal.
Yeah.
That is such a hard golf shot.
Yeah.
DJ, is it a hard golf shot?
It's the hardest there is.
It's the hardest there is.
Yeah.
And he put it to within, 3 or 4 feet?
4 feet.
4 feet.
Yeah.
Arm lock.
Hold the putt.
Hold the putt.
Yeah.
How good's that? Tell me why he can't win at Augusta.
Well, I can tell you why his record hasn't been good. And then that is because he hits the ball so deep now. Even though he comes in playing so well every time, he's hitting it long, hitting it short. He's struggling to control his distances. That's why last year was so impressive that he actually played pretty well.
He did play well.
So that's why I just hesitate in backing him, even though he played awesome last week in Doral as well. Really tough course. I just have to leave him.
Can I ask you, we will be doing this for every major. So we'll talk PGA, we'll talk US Open when they come here, and British Open, but I'm not talking about that now. Will you bookmark him for when the longer courses come into play and you need someone that hits it further?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't think we have the markets for the other ones here, but I'd be definitely having a look at him early before he goes on a little run on Live and starts winning.
Yeah.
Have a look at him for the US Open and the PGA for sure.
he's playing just a huge amount of golf.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's sending out YouTube videos every
podcast,
single day. Like, he's doing podcasts and everything. He's just got to be playing more golf than anyone at the moment, doesn't he?
I want him to win. I'm with you. I think it doesn't stack up, but again, a Bryson dinner would be amazing to try and work out what he would put on that menu, because it would be bonkers. I mean, to get as big as he got in that short period of time, without fully Barry Bondsing it, he must have been eating some serious protein. So I'd love to, love to be, a little fly on the wall for that meal, because I think it'd be great and crazy and everything we need and everything golf needs. So I love him. I'm with you. I've gone from cringe-worthy Bryson to he's the entertainment. He's probably the best golf YouTuber, making it really interesting, but he's also top 10 in the world, top 5 in the world player. But yeah, I think this might not be his week, but if it is, I'll be very happy to see it.
Love that. We're going to get into the bottom 2 of the top 10, which are 9 and 10. We spoke about him before. Hideki. We've also got Joaquin Niemann, who a lot of people are seemingly tipping at $23. Can one of those two win it?
Definitely. So Hideki is the one we love to throw him in. If you like bundling up a couple of top 10s or 20s into some sort of multi, he's a guy you definitely throw in there. Can't play bad at this place. And Niemann is just getting backed in heavily because he's been playing so good on Live. Nicholson said on Twitter the other day that he's probably number 1 in the world because he's been playing that good. And you can't really disagree.
You can't disagree with Phil, but hang on a second. You also can disagree with Phil.
Maybe not number 1.
Ridiculous.
He's the top 5 in the world, 100%.
I agree. Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying to be number 1, you have to be better than Scotty. Yeah. And no one is playing as consistently well at such a high level. Remember, Niemann's been in a lot of these majors that Scotty's finishing top 5 in, and he's not there. So I don't know how you say that.
Yeah.
He's wrong. Sorry, Phil. I know you've been tuning in, Phil, but you're wrong, mate. Mike?
I mean, Hideki, no brainer. Loves the place. Just, I think has the respect for the course that tradition deserves. That beautiful moment with his caddy with the flag after the win. He just seems like the right kind of guy for that place. He doesn't seem like to get rattled much. Plus, I love when he hits it to 6 feet and throws his club, or drops his club. It's just great for golf.
He has a little hissy.
It's amazing.
That's so good.
Yeah. And he putts well, right? That's the other thing, is that mid-range putting, those mid-range par putts you talked about, Deej. And then, Niemann, it's just been great to watch. I take a little bit of responsibility for Niemann's run, because when he won the Aussie Open in 2023 at the Australian, I was catering the food, and he had to hit that shot over the hospitality tent, walked past me in the tent, gave him a little good luck, Joaquin, and it's all gone well since then. So
there's definitely that. It wasn't the thousands of hours put in that he could play.
You need someone to give you a bit of luck.
Yeah.
So I think.
So you're his good luck charm?
Well, I
it's a bit rude if he doesn't share the purse with you if he wins. Then I would have thought.
Just a bit of credit.
Guys, outside of the top 10, who are we thinking? I know that I'm pretty much staying within the top 10. I don't know if I have mentioned it yet, but Scotty can't lose. Other than that, gamble responsibly. Other than that, is there anyone that I'm missing? Who else can we be keeping an eye out on?
I've got one. I don't know if we can call it a Cinderella bet, given the reason it is a Cinderella bet.
Why is it?
But Angel Cabrera is playing this week. Now, I don't know if you saw, he won this morning on the Champions Tour.
Yeah.
Did he? I didn't see that.
2-3 years in jail?
A couple of bucks in the clink.
Yeah.
What?
What
was it?
No, certainly not white collar. No. It was, very bad thing. So I don't know if we...
Right. It was too, sorry.
Yeah.
Would he be the first ever convicted felon to win on the PGA Tour?
Certainly to win the Masters.
Certainly to win the Masters, but he is at enormous odds, huge. We're talking 50s or 60s for a top 10. So
you like that? Well, he's in form.
I like it, and he gets up for the majors, always plays well there.
And putting on concrete.
Second to Scotty in the playoff as well, won there.
The greens at Augusta being like concrete, and he's been putting on concrete for 2.5 years. So maybe it's actually helped. You never know. It could have helped.
I reckon there's something in there.
I got him $51 here, top 10.
Let's have a go.
We need it. I reckon that's a Cinderella bet, asterisk next to Cinderella.
And it's a Cinderella kind of place, isn't it?
It is, absolutely.
Hey, there you go.
I love it. That's coming out of left field. Is there anyone else, honestly, that we think that we can really... Like, do you know who... And we will get into the Aussies in a second, but 2 years ago, we're talking Cam Smith potentially being one of the great players, probably the best Australian that's ever going to do it.
Yeah.
Moves over to Live, hasn't kind of lived up to it. Is kind of just now...
A fisherman.
Yeah, what's happening?
This goes fishing a lot, I think. I mean, the Ripper GC won as well, didn't they? They won. So they do. You know
At
what?
least won the whole thing.
Give
so-
them credit when they do win. The Rippers boys do celebrate very well. So no, I don't. I think he's just. I mean, I think he's having a great time fishing and having a good time. I mean, golf's bloody hard too, as we know, as the very much the highest handicapper in this trio can attest. It's a bloody hard game. So I guess if you're not up there competing with the best of the best week in and week out like they do on the PGA Tour, maybe it's easy to slip. But that would be a great story too. I'd love to see Cam come back and do it because he's still young. He's still got it.
Sure. There may have been a bit of that, but I can assure you over the summer he has been working his ass off. He's been seriously grinding and working on things with his coach up there. Maybe there's just a little delay on that coming into some form in the majors. So
he's got those things as well. He's got the iron play and the short game, right?
When he's putting well, he's the best in the world. So
yeah.
I just want a yes or no out of you two. One of my favourite players holds very similar moral values to myself. How's P. Reid going this week?
Oh.
He's there, isn't he? Because he won, so he gets to go.
Yeah, good. I think that answers the question. Yeah. So we're not missing out anyone else, and we will get into our final tips, but let's please just first indulge me. Let's talk about the Aussies because we're always very interested in the Aussies. I think everyone from Australia is extremely patriotic. We've got 5 of them this year. One of them's won before. One's just won on tour for the first time. Another one's won a major. Another 2 have won a major. And then there's Cam Davis. Who's finishing top of the Aussies?
I wonder if we can get a marker on will J. Davey asked to take a bit of clothing off because there's too much branding on it this year.
I think he actually got a pre-all clear.
Did he?
Had to send it off.
A pre-approval.
Yeah.
Who? Last year,
Jason
Day had to take a top off because it had too much branding on it.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I like him in the Melbourne, but I think he looks great.
It'd suit you, I think.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. Me and my 45 handicap.
I just want to let Jason Day know as well, if he has too many sponsors and would like to get in the podcast game, we'd happily take one over for him. Bob and Star Sports Australia, of course.
I'm pretty firm on Min Woo doing pretty well this week in my picks. So I think
Is that because he's called the chef? And
exactly right. 100%. No, look, I mean, I just think his win the other day was pretty amazing to hold off Scotty, especially after dunking in the water on 15. And then still, holding it together, that clutch, apart from off the green. I think, he's shown the right signs. I'm not sure he's going to win it, but give him a go to top 10. I think he's played pretty well at Augusta before. So, yeah, I like Min Woo. But, yeah, the chef bit.
Yeah. I'm taking Day just purely for value. I think Min is, although he's playing great, I think just too short for the top Aussie. Jason Day's back with his childhood coach, old coach, Cole Swatton, who he played his best golf with. Cam Davis has missed quite a few cuts in a row, so I have to leave him.
Adam Scott, Davis still getting a gig there? Like, I don't mean that badly.
He's won.
He's top 50.
Top
50 world.
He would be near about top 50, but he's
and one on tour.
Yeah, he's still right there. Adam Scott's missed a few cuts recently as well. Hasn't been playing well. So I'm picking Dave for top Aussie.
There you go.
Love that. I think Cam Smith's going to come back and have a cracker. I've just got a little bit of a feeling. Boys, let's get to the crux of it. This is what the people want. This is what the Star Sports Australia traders do not want because they have taken us on. And it would be a great time for you if you did want to have a look or you do agree with any of our tips to get over. Have a look at the markets that the Star Sports guys and Juppy have put up. Shane and Juppy, great guys, having a crack against us. And they will bet you to win up to a $10,000 payout. So they've said they're going to have a real crack and take some people on. And we're here to give you some information to help you do that. So, Mike, start me off. Who's going to win? Who are your tips?
I'm going Rory. Straight up, just going to, get the boost from the crowd. But I think Rory to win. If this year isn't the year, then it may not be, there may not be anything left for him, as we talked about, with all the young guys coming so hard. And then I think Min Woo top 10 is my other one. So, this is straight from the heart, not using a lot of the inside. That's DJ's job. But I think, great story if Rory can get it done. And I think this is Min Woo's time to go and be that. I think probably he is in the world rankings the best Aussie golfer. Really step up and say, I'm the best Aussie golfer now. So
I love that.
That's my two.
Well, I completely disagree with you on both of them. Actually, I'm glad that you're good at cooking because that is just... Look, Min Woo top 10 440. Firstly, I would love him to win. I think he looks like such a good guy. He looks like a great guy to play golf with, to have a beer with. I just think that, he's still young. This is such a demoralising course for people that have only played a little bit. And Rory just hates Augusta, and he's never going to win it. But we do have 650 to Rory to win, and Minwoo there at 440 to come in the top 10. DJ, run us through your tips.
Taking Xander for the win. The best bet I've got is Sergio for top 10. He's been playing unbelievable golf.
Very true.
He's had a pretty ridiculous career, to be honest. He's been playing awesome on Live, loves Augusta. And I'm taking Phil as well. Same reason, just too much experience, too good. If you want to bundle them up or back them both for top 10 and just basically back Xander until your nose starts bleeding.
Jesus, until your nose starts
Gamble
bleeding.
responsibly,
I
of course.
absolutely love that. Yeah, we gamble responsibly here. Well, I'll tell you what, no one cares about what I have to say, but I'm going to tell you it anyway because that's the way I've lived my life. I just cannot see Scotty losing. He wins, back the truck up. Like, seriously, the bloke is in the best form. He will die better than Tiger Woods. He will die better than Tiger Woods. EA Sports, give him a PlayStation game.
Which has been cancelled,
anyone that can go out... Legitimately, he's just, firstly, I don't know if you watched the full swing or if I can mention that.
Yeah.
When he got done and just trying to get into the golf course and he went the wrong way and whatever, the cop didn't like him. Did you see how completely just unfazed he was by the whole thing? He's like, okay, this is happening, whatever, I'll still get out there. Oh, I'll go and shoot 5 under in a major tournament. Was it 5? I think it was 5 under.
It was. Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
The bloke... I love him. I just love him. I love the way that his swing is unconventional and he moves his leg at the back. I love the fact that he's just having just a world-class time. I don't know if you can tell. I'm passionate about Scotty. I love Scotty. Me and Dave Portnoy, I believe, will be backing Scotty. So I probably have a little saver there on Ludwig. I don't know. I think he's going to win a lot of majors and I want to be on the first one that he wins so that I can say that I did. And obviously we're going to talk Xander top 10.
Yep.
It's the 200 unit play. It's the one that we're all kind of on the bandwagon. We think he's the bloke that's got the game to definitely be up there, and it doesn't take too much for him to stay in the top 10. Absolutely, very proudly presented by Star Sports Australia. All of the odds, we thank them for getting on board. We thank you guys for listening. Thanks, DJ and Michael, for helping me out and running through all of the Masters stuff. We are here for every single one of the majors this year, so please make sure you chuck us a like and a subscribe. Show us a bit of support because we are going to send you tips until our nose bleeds. Hopefully, we've got a good one. We can talk about it in a couple of days' time. All the best. Please gamble responsibly, and we'll see you for the next Major Winners podcast.